Hello everyone and welcome to Ogispot. I know you haven't seen me in a while, but I have a good excuse for that. I've been playing Project Diablo 2 and I've been planning to start playing the Season 2, but unfortunately I've lost all my characters and this was quite disturbing, to be honest, so I kinda stopped playing. I tried to recover them but without any success, so here I am back playing the old Blizzard Battle.net servers. And I've been able to create a level 91 hybrid Necromancer, which I'm gonna present to you today. And it's gonna be more of a build guide type of video. And I want to say special thanks to two of my friends, which actually helped me a lot. Without them I wouldn't be able to create this character and make this video, and they know who they are, so thank you boys. And let's go. So first off, we're gonna start with the stat points, and the distribution of them is quite simple. We've put nothing into strength. I know you can see we have quite a lot of dexterity, and that's on purpose. We've put quite a lot into dexterity because I wanted to reach the maximum amount of block possible, and we have 75% chance to block, which is amazing on a Necromancer. And the rest basically goes into vitality. We've put nothing into energy. And now I will have to go over the skill tree, which is the interesting part of the build. As I said, this is a hybrid Necromancer build, and we're actually utilizing the summoning part of it as well as the poison and bomb part of it, more specifically the bomb part. So let's go over the curses first. Here we have the one hit wonder amplified damage. Here all you have to do is just put a single point into it, and the rest of the skill points are going onto it from your gear and charms and whatever you have. And let's go over the summoning spells. So over here you can see we have almost all of them unlocked without the fire golem, and basically into each one of these you have to put only a single point. That is very important, remember that, only single point into each one of these. The reason behind that is very simple. We're not using the skeletons, we're actually using the revives. And if you dump points into the revive, you're not making the revive stronger, you're only making them have bigger number, and that's it basically. So the only way to make your revive stronger is by putting all your points into skeleton mastery, and to be exact 20 points, as that's the maximum you can put. So we maxed out the skeleton mastery, and this gives us increased amount of damage and life for the revives. And it's very important to have a summon resist, because this also boosts the resist of your revives, and that makes them able to survive hell difficulty. And let's go over the poison and bone spells. So here we put 1 point into bone armor, 1 point into thief, 1 point into corpse explosion, 20 points into bone spirit, 10 points into bone armor, 20 points into bone wall, and 20 points into bone prison. And I will explain you why. This is very simple. If you have a look at the bone spear skill, you see all the synergies listed below, and each one of them is giving the same amount of damage. So if you take a closer look, we have bone wall and bone prison listed as 2 out of the 4 synergies for this skill. And if we max them, this gives us the same amount of damage if we max thief, for example, and bone spirit. And the reason behind that is, if you take a look at the bone armor, you see the synergies bone armor have are bone wall and bone prison. And this is very important and very crucial, because by maxing out these two, we have quite strong bone armor skill as well as attacking skills. Because if you went the other way around and put your max points into thief, bone spear and bone spirit, and you start putting the rest into the bone prison or bone wall, you will have the same amount of damage, but your bone armor will be significantly less, and this is very important to make this character able to survive. And he's pretty tanky actually, as I'm gonna show you in a minute. So, as I already said, the character have 75% chance to block, and our bone armor, you see, is absorbing 840 points of damage. This is without buffing us. So now let's go over the items. Every single one of these items is specifically selected for this build to make it work, and basically you need each one of these items to be able to create it. If you change any single one of them, the build won't be able to perform the way it is supposed to. So I recommend you, if you want to follow it, first off start by finding exactly the same items and then carry on with the rest. So the most important thing for this build, as you can probably imagine, is the armor. That's the Enigma, because this gives us one to teleport, which is crucial for the Necromancer, and to be able to move all your summons the way you want them to be and to place them where you want them to be. You actually need Enigma, you can't do it without it. So this is very crucial armor. Apart from that, take a look at the damage reduction. It gives 8% damage reduction. So the second item we used is a max out Shackle, and it gives us another 10% damage reduction, but I've soaked it with a Burr Rune, so I've increased that up to 18% of damage reduction. So when you combine that with the Enigma, so far we have, what is it, 8 and 18, 26% damage reduction only from these two items. Then we're going to the shield. Here I chose the Homunculus shield because this is perfect shield for the Necromancer, to be honest. It gives 2 to curses, 2 to Necromancer skills, 30% faster block rate, 40% increased chance of blocking, which is actually amazing. And by using this shield we were able to achieve the 75% block chance. There is no chance of reaching that without it. The only way I can think of is by using Storm Shield, but that's another story, and I don't really want to use that because it actually changes the build quite a lot. So the only shield you can use in this situation is Homunculus, and I've chose to soak that with another Burr Rune to add another 8% of damage reduction. So we have 34% of damage reduction combined from our 3 items, which is absolutely amazing. The maximum percent of damage reduction you can have per character is 50%, and we're quite close to it. Unfortunately I don't have any other items for damage reduction, but I'm not sure if I need them, to be honest. So let's go over the amulet. I've chose Mara because it gives us 2 2-0 skills, 5 2-0 attributes, which is quite important, as well as 30 2-0 resistance. Our weapon is Heart of the Oak, or Hoto as people call it, and this one is max as well. It gives 40 2-0 resistance, and another important part of it is the 10 to dexterity. Let's go over the boots. So I'm using maxed out Marwalk boots, 20 to strength and 2 to skeleton mastery with 20% faster run walk. These boots, it's crucial because, as I said at the beginning of the video, we are a hybrid Necromancer and we're using revives as well, and the 2 to skeleton mastery is an amazing boost for the revives. It also gives 10% mana regen, which is quite helpful, to be honest. And this is our source of half raise duration. This whole character actually lacks cannot be frozen mode, and it only has half raise duration, which is still helpful. And our rings are both same skin, Stone of Jordan. You actually need these for the mana, because this character is super mana hungry. You really need a lot of mana to be able to perform. And our belt is Arachnid Mesh, which is also perfect, 120% enhanced defense. So this gives 1 2-0 skills, 20 faster cast rate and increase maximum mana 5%. And we're going over the gloves now. I'm using max defense triangle gloves, which are absolutely amazing for this build. They gave us 20% faster cast rate, cold resist 30, 25% to poison skill is super good actually, but we're not utilizing it as we're using the bone part of the skill tree. And 2 to curses, actually helping boost our amplified damage radius quite a bit, because the more points you have into amplified damage, it actually doesn't raise the damage amount, it just increases the radius of the curse, which is quite helpful too, so it's good to have it on a high level. And now the most crucial part of this build is the inventory, or the charms more specifically. And if you took a closer look at the gear, I'm gonna explain you a little bit the reason I chose each one of the parts. So I've been trying to boost my damage reduction as well as HP and the dexterity of the character to be able to reach the block chance significantly easier. So here we have 2 2-0 attributes, here we have 5 2-0 attributes, so we have 7 dexterity in total. Here we have another 10, so we have 17 dexterity, and here we have another 17 dexterity, which makes it 34. So we have 34 points just from our gear, which is quite a big amount to be honest, and let's say that's about 7% block chance. So this is actually super good. Now let's go over the charms. So we're using Annihilus as well as the Necromancer version of the torch. And my skillers, I have this life skiller, which is quite good, it's a summoning skiller. And now poison and bone skillers, but as you can see, each one of them is having the faster hit recovery mode, and this is absolutely important because our items don't really have faster hit recovery on them. So the only way to reach your faster hit recovery breakpoints, or to be able to escape from battles, let's say, or not to be getting stun locked, for example, you need to go above 86% faster hit recovery. And the only way to do that is by actually having this kind of charms in your inventory. So here we have 12, 24, 36, 48% faster hit recovery. And the other 40 I'm actually getting from these small charms. So here we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and 40. So we've reached our breakpoint by simply carrying those charms in our inventory. And the rest of the charms are super good, each one of them actually, as you can see. Those small charms are all the same skin, life with all resistance. These are super high-end charms. They're quite rare, super hard to get, and they're pricey. And yeah, basically that's what I had to show you from the item part. Oh, I almost forgot. So the way to buff yourself, or I'm gonna show you the way to do that, is by carrying this item, Call to Arms, or CTA as people know it. This gives us the battle command and battle orders, which are actually barbarian skill, and you can do that to buff yourself. So as you can see now, our mana and life are significantly increased, and now we're having this way healthier mana pool. Okay, so let's go over the CTA. I'm not having a perfect CTA, sadly, like all the rest of my items, but I'm looking to get one. So because I'm not having 156 points of strength, I'm not using Spirit Shield because I don't want to be honest. I chose to use Splendor in an Overseer skill. This gives us 1 to all skills. It's a super easy run word to make. It only requires F and Lum runes, and it's pretty cool to be made in a Necromancer heads, because you can find some really decent ones having amazing skills, and you can actually make them even stronger by making this run word into them. So this one specifically I chose because it gives me 1 to Decrepify, which can be super helpful against bosses, or maybe if you want to jerk somebody in a duel, you know, bad manners and such. So I like to keep that, as also gives me 1 to 0 skills, which makes the buff a little bit stronger. So each of the items here you can see on the character gives a big amount of skill points, as well as the charms, and our resistances are capped at 75, but basically they're quite overstacked, because you need to overstack them a little bit. Let's say in a case you're doing a duo, most of the characters you're gonna face, they'll be reducing the amount of resistance you have, so it's important to have them a little bit of overstacked. So our defense is not high at the moment because we are in town, but I've been using a Merc from Act 2, a Defiance Merc with the Defiance Aura, which is super helpful. So let's show you the Merc a little bit. I've put Insight in a Cryptic Axe to have a really high damage, and also for the Meditation Aura, because this character, as I already said, is quite mana intensive, and you really need to have this Insight to be able to cast and spam all of your spells. So the armor I've put is Chains of Honor. It's really good armor for Mercenary. It gives huge amount damage to demons, undead, also big amounts of strength, replenish life, all resistances, life stolen per hit, as well as damage reduction, a little bit of magic find. So I really like this armor, it's super good. I've combined that with a Crown of Thieves for another 12% of life stolen per hit and a boost to life, and the Mercenary that way have total of 20% life stolen per hit, which actually helps him to stay alive. Basically, I haven't had my Mercenary died in all of the content I've been doing. This character is super strong. It can do the whole content of the game pretty much alone. You don't need anybody to help you. I'm gonna show you a few examples. And let's show you the build in action. So what we're doing at first, you need to buff yourself, so we're doing the pre-buff. So go into CTA, we're buffing ourselves and the Mercenary. We always use the Clay Golem. As you can see, its life pool is outstanding. It's 11.5k life. It's not about the damage, it's just using it as a meat shield, and it also slows the enemies by 63%, which is quite high, to be honest. So after buffing with CTA, the other buff we use is our Bone Armor, which now absorbs 850 points of physical damage. That's absolutely massive, let me tell you, that's massive. Basically I can teleport myself in a crown of mobs and combine that with the 75% chance to block and the damage reduction from our items, and this character is absolute tank. Actually, let me show you that. So let's see. As you can see, I go into the middle of the crowd and just I can sit pretty much here all day AFK, and simply the character won't die. That's how tanky it is. Anyway, let's carry on. So after buffing yourself, you need to raise your army. So I like to teleport around here, curse all these monsters with amplified damage, shoot a few bone spears at them, and then all you have to do is use revive. And because our revive skill is at level 21, you can use 21 revives and if you take a closer look, it says damage 420%. This is absolutely massive, and when you combine that with the 100% bonus damage taken from the amplified damage, your revives are actually hitting pretty strong. So let's go over here, using the revive, killing everything. Of course you can blend up a little bit of corpse explosion in the mix to help kill monsters quite easy. So let's see what we got here. Okay, raise a little bit more the enemy. Now, when we have all the summons, we can pretty much go whenever we like, as nothing can stop us. Let's do a chaos run. So as I said, this is a high-end character, it's a high-end build, it's quite on the pricey side to be honest. You have to be a little bit rich to be able to achieve that. So it's not good for a starter character, let's say. Apart from that, the build is super safe to play and it's super strong. I can't even say it's overpowered. It performs really well in duels as well as the game content. You can clear everything you want yourself, you don't really need help to do anything. And you can go everywhere you like, and you can kill everything you like. There's nothing immune to both magic damage and physical damage. And also, if something is immune to physical damage, you can always use Amplified Damage Curse, which removes the immunity. So this combination makes this character super strong. It can go everywhere on the map, it can clear everything on the map. You can see, nothing actually can stop me. I go and I do whatever I want to. And because this is a magic damage, the monsters don't have resistance to it. It's not like it's elemental, let's say fire or cold or lightning. Pretty much the monsters have higher resistance to that on health difficulty, and as well as the immunities. Many monsters are immune to fire, many are immune to cold, many are immune to lightning. You have also double immunities. Some monsters are immune to fire and cold, some to cold and lightning, and so on and so on. And as you can see, everything with this build is super easy, super quick. You just teleport around the map, clearing everything. So if you're a bit lazier, you don't have to cast Corpse Explosion or anything. Your summons are actually so strong that they can clear everything themselves. You don't have to fight at all. And if you don't like to use summons, you can go without them at all. You can simply use Bone Spear and Bone Spirit. They're powerful enough to be able to kill everything as well. So our Bone Spirit does 2.5k damage. Our Bone Spear does 2.5k and our Bone Spirit does 3.5k damage, which is quite high. And don't forget that's a magic damage, so the monsters don't resist it. Every once in a while you have to use revive again, because they're time limited, they only stay up for like 2-3 minutes, something like that. So as I said, every once in a while all you have to do is just recast them. It's super simple basically. And you always have your big army stacked around you, so they protect you and nothing can harm you or hurt you in any way. And as you can see, everything dies so easy. Nothing presents a threat to this character. I'm just teleporting around the map. And it's super easy to kill everything. Let's just raise our army again. Where is Diablo? Oh, I forgot that one. And here we go. Also, when you combine the Enigma and the Shaco, you can see we're having a 141% magic find, which is quite good actually, as when you're running around the map you can actually find some pretty good items, uniques or rares, even blues. And you can see how easily Diablo dies. Basically it's no threat at all. The character, as I said, is super powerful. It's quite funny to play, as you got your army every time around you. You're protected, you can summon all the type of monsters you'd like. Me personally, I like to summon a lot of burning souls and go into a duel and just watch them insta-kill somebody. It's quite fun to see that. You can gather 21 burning souls, go into Act 1 after that. You can get them from Act 4 or 5 and go into Act 1 and just go into duel, put duel to somebody, go around the map, curse him, go into his head, and all the monsters just shoot together and the person is almost any time died. It's just so funny to watch. So I hope you like that guide, guys. Sorry again, I haven't been more regular on the channel. I'll try to cover that. So let's see what drops we got from Diablo. That one sucks. Let's see the charm. That one sucks as well. Ooh, Arm of King Leoric. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that one. Yeah, I'm happy with that drop. So, yeah, that's it guys. Hope you like it. Stay safe, stay tuned, and I see you soon.